San Diego's current population is 1.47 million people and is expected to rise another million by 2050. Many residents are unable to afford housing close to their jobs and have to move further out of the city to afford a home for their family's needs. As people continue to move further outside the city, their commute also increases. Today, only 125,000 people are regularly taking public transportation to their jobs, schools, etc. The vehicle commute leads to severe traffic congestion and, worst of all, increases carbon emissions, contributing to the heat island effect of the city. In addition, gas prices and rent are constantly increasing. Some San Diegans have expressed their concern with the rising cost of living in the city and have threatened to move away.
Small business optimism is up. Consumer confidence is at a 17-year high, but those figures do not reflect what is happening in California and felt here in San Diego.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, the rents are higher. Cost of living is higher.
I could sell my home, go elsewhere, just about anywhere. Iowa, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico. Buy about 2 or 3 houses.
Especially if we're going to college in Pennsylvania, and seeing that there are parts of the world or parts of the country where you can, live for cheaper or a reasonable price. So yeah, that's definitely been something kind of on my mind, thinking about moving, anywhere more affordable. Here it's just kind of almost impossible to get started if you don't have any family support,
As the next 1 million people move to San Diego, it is important not to push lower-income families who have lived here for generations away from their homes and neighborhoods. Thus, our solution to the problem is to develop underutilized land near public transportation stops for apartments and multifamily housing and to encourage a greener future for transportation in the city. As new luxury high-rise apartment buildings are being developed, there will be plenty of room for a new population who are of middle class or higher. In order to take care of the lower-income families, we must plan for them as well. People don't move to San Diego, a beautiful coastal city in California, for the cheap rent. Because there's already enough space for a population with higher incomes, the issue is with the 1 million new people moving here. They will be forced to spread out from the city and push those lower-income families out of their homes. Individuals and families will require a new mode of transportation to get them to and from work and activities around the city. The San Diego Trolley is operated by the Metropolitan Transit System. It is one of the oldest transit systems in Southern California, dating back to the 1880s. Although its operating name have changed over the years, the two modes of transportation, buses and trolleys, have remained consistent over the past 125 years. San Diego's first streetcar system began on July 3, 1886, and was founded by Hamilton Story and Eliza Babcock. The system consisted of an open-air streetcar powered by 2 horses. The route made its way up 5th Avenue at Broadway with a top speed of 5 miles per hour. The San Diego Streetcar Company eventually had 5 lines in downtown running between Market Street, F Street, Broadway 1st, and 5th Street. In the late 1800s, San Diego experienced massive growth. The county's population was 8,600, and by 1887, it grew to over 40,000, creating a demand for public transportation. With more people and many improvements to the trolley cars, such as an electric motor, the route was extended from Broadway to Old Town. After World War II, streetcars and bus lines carried 94 million people, and more ridership led to 146 million trips in 1944. By 1946, railways began to phase out streetcar lines and replace them with bus routes. Since then, the trolley system has come a long way and is still being developed and extended to present day. Vehicles are a major cause of air pollution. Cars and trucks account for nearly 1/5 of all U.S. emissions, emitting carbon dioxide and other harmful fuels for every gallon of gas, leading to global warming. Affordable housing near public transportation stops encourages people to take the trolley or the bus more often. This will not only reduce traffic congestion and increase efficiency, but also decrease carbon pollution. As there is already an affordable housing shortage for the city's current residents, this issue would only continue to grow as more people move to sunny San Diego. In order to address these issues, Mayor Kevin Faulkner and other city council members have created proposals to remove parking requirements close to transit routes, opening up potential land for residential development. With removal of density and height limits, new building developments could be a solution to housing the income residents. Also, building closer to bus and trolley routes will greatly reduce traffic and environmental pollution as public transportation will be more accessible. Getting off at Encanto and 62nd Street, a new development across from the trolley named Villa Encantada has recently opened last year and now provides San Diegans with 67 affordable apartments.
Transit-oriented development is kind of the way the whole city's going to grow, right? We need to infill.
MTS spokesperson Rob Shoup says his agency already knows that there are opportunities to develop some of the underutilized land they own. And there are some projects already in the works. For instance, one in Encanto that's providing 67 affordable housing units.
The $30 million project has been designed as a transit-oriented development comprised of a 4-story building. With its first floor dedicated to MTS parking lot, trolley riders now have access to the parking structure for commuting. The mixed-use rental units are targeted for households earning between 30 and 60% of San Diego's area median income. The apartments are now full and some 2,000 families put their names on a waitlist. Having only a 20-minute ride straight into downtown is very attractive to commuters in the area. So, the question becomes, what does San Diego need for a successful future? Real estate expert J.P. The Burge, who has studied housing demand in the North County, has determined that today, millennials are looking for a more sustainable way of living near transit-oriented and walkable areas close to their jobs. In conclusion, developing housing along public transit routes would allow the next 1 million to easily live and commute around San Diego without the hassle of traffic and parking.